All right, we're here with Josh Donaldson, former American League MVP, who thinks that he can get a hit off me in wiffle ball. Let's start there, because I feel like it's just not going to happen for you. I understand. Yeah, you're good at baseball. This is wiffle ball, pal.
Which, I mean, I've played in professional wiffle ball tournaments, a.k.a.
In 1995.
Samfold. I did it for diabetes. I did it for diabetes.
So, see? There you go. He's got a
diabetes.
track record, Carrabis.
For the record, he did this in 1995.
No. Well, that was this morning when I was still asleep, but this was Samfold event 2014.
Okay.
See?
So that was pre-MVP days.
Yeah, it was.
Doesn't really exist.
led. Maybe it's what caused me to win the MVP.
How do you think he got there? How do you think he got there, Carrabis?
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, like this is not.
And
just
you're the
talk.
Rocket.
Like, that's
You're
right.
the Rocket.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
Well, just
are
straight
you
up-
Roger Clemens?
I mean, I'm the offspring
Are
of.
you going splitty, or are you just gonna
Oh
try
no,
to go gas?
straight heater.
Yeah, I saw that heat.
This is.
That translation, he's going to put your flame out.
All right,
is what
let's
that
see.
meant.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
As
This
I said
is not
earlier,
just talk.
I'm gonna take you to Pound Town.
All right. Well, we're gonna have it on video. It would be a tough look. You would hate to see Josh Donaldson go down in 3 swings to the
I would love
Rocket.
it. I would love it.
You would love
I
it.
know where my
love
money. I know where my money is. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
punch out over 100 times a year.
That's true. All right.
What's another one?
Okay.
Love it.
So you got a new home.
Yes.
You're in Atlanta.
Yes.
Are you happy?
Oh yeah, everything's been going great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to trying to get into my first game, hopefully coming up this week.
Yeah.
But spring training, everything's been going great so far.
Yep.
Yep.
And this is so was it like a bittersweet, like talk about the end of an era in Toronto, because like those teams were nasty, like, and so when we talk about the Blue Jays when they were at their absolute best, that was sort of like debunking the whole like lefty righty thing. It's like, yeah, we just got like 7 righties, they all mash, like try and beat this lineup.
Yeah, and I mean it was fun. To be able to hit in front of Bautista and Edwin, and we were all just, we had a lot of guys after that were banging too. But it was really fun. It didn't end the way that I wanted it to, obviously. But with that being said, you can't always write it out perfectly. I enjoyed my time there in Toronto, and I'm really looking forward to kind of just hopefully can kind of continue that, getting myself back on track to have some success this year, for sure.
Yeah, and you're obviously injecting yourself into a playoff team here in Atlanta. So how many guys, because this is a young group here, how many guys right off the bat came to you for looking for advice? Someone that's been there to the postseason, someone that has an MVP award, someone that is very open about their hitting philosophies, because that MLB Network clip that went super viral.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, hey, you know what? Ground balls are for pussies.
Yeah.
Like we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, after you roll as many balls over as I had in my career, it's just like, fuck, like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over it. Like I want to drive the ball, and I'm tired of taking 0-2 sliders and doing the old 6-4-3, and but with that, it took me time to kind of learn the swing.
Mm-hmm.
Watching a lot of guys that were great at swinging a baseball bat and having success, and so I've built my own kind of philosophy to what I felt has been very successful. As far as other guys reaching out, there's been a few guys kind of coming out. You've had some guys here that have had some success too, so there will be questions along the year as far as how to approach things, and I'll definitely be one of those guys. But as it's still early for me here, I'm still kind of just trying to intermingle and get familiar with everybody and everybody's personalities.
I know a lot of folks probably don't have a full grasp of the road traveled to become who you become, the bringer of rain.
Yes.
All right? With Chicago.
You want to know the name? Oh, no, first off, I made the Bringer of Rain one time. So this is how I made it real quick. It was 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. Twitter fingers rolling.
I wasn't on Twitter.
Oh.
Where my very first tweet, you could probably go find it. It was because I was pissed because I saw Bryce Harper get smoked. And Cole Hamels was like, I smoked him, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, I'm going to say something. I'm in the minor leagues at the time.
Let's go.
I'm like, hey, Cole, just want to let you know, if I take you deep in the big leagues and you hit me, I'm meeting you in the parking lot.
Yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm fucking saying.
So, I mean, that's kind of the scheme of it.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's why I originally got on to Twitters. So go back to your question.
So
You got on Twitter to call Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels know
Yeah,
it's coming.
I was chirping him for sure.
Yep. The Doppler says, "Grab your umbrella."
Does he know that?
Probably not.
Oh, he's not.
I've gotten to know Cole over the past few years, and I've never told him that. So Cole, if you're watching, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so you gave yourself that nickname?
Yeah, I
Who
stole.
gives themselves a nickname?
Yeah, like the Rocket or something like that. Who does that? Asshole move.
Nobody
Asshole
does shit like that.
Well, all right. So I stole it from a show called Spartacus, Blood and Sand.
Yeah, big Viking guy.
Yeah, this is more gladiators, but
Yeah.
I'm a Viking guy too.
Yeah.
But so the guy defeats one of the legends of the arena. Their town was in a drought for 6 months.
Yeah.
Cuts his head off. Starts raining. Gets the name Spartacus, Bringer of Rain. I said, you know what? I feel like I've kind of destroyed some giants and legends of my own.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Bringer of Rain is gonna be the name. It's not because I can hit some deep fly balls or whatever. But that was why I came up with it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
that at all.
backstory. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I do
Appreciate
enjoy that. But becoming the Bringer of Rain, you start off in Chicago, drafted by the Cubs
Yes.
as a
Catcher.
suggestion box. And you turned yourself into the all-star hot corner. Let's go back a few years, though. What is that transition like? Because you get drafted, you're told you're an athlete, you know you're a great athlete. I mean, fuck, we're talking about Auburn football was on the table, was it not?
Yes.
You can swing the
Yes.
you can swing the sticks as well.
Yeah.
You're a golfer. So you make your way into pro ball, and you find out, you know what, we're going to do a little position shift here. What conversation did you have with yourself? Like, yo, you're a bad catcher. Maybe go be fat at third base. Try to figure that out. And if you can't, because the bat'll play, but if you can't stop it back there and you can't slow it down and you're a mind fuck, we're going to have to find somewhere to put you, Josh. Somewhere.
Yes. So to bring that all together, was a catcher first spring training. I was like, hey, I played some third base in college. Like trying to hey, get me from back here already.
Get me out of here.
And Bobby Dickerson, Orioles. I don't know if he's still with them, but he was with them, third base coach, infield guy last year, a few years. I looked up and said, hey, I play third base. He goes, no. They said, don't even think about it. I'm like, all right, cool.
Shut that down.
I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. Thanks for coming. I'll go up here and try to block these balls. So there we go. It's 2010. A guy gets ejected off of our AAA team. When I'm with Oakland, I go to third base, play pretty well. Our manager, Tony D.
Tony D.
So he puts me back there the next day, play third again. I play there 3 days in a row. He goes, hey, man, I'm really impressed with what you've done so far. Just got a call from the front office, said, stop it. Go back to catching. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go back to catching. Then, you know how AAA is. We barely have enough position players to
got
field.
needs, bro.
Yeah. So I end up being like a utility guy. I'm supposed to be like a prospect catcher.
Yes.
Here I am. I'm playing like outfield some days. I'm playing third some days. And I'm sitting back looking at it. Hey, to me, I'm like, hell yes, I don't have to catch.
Right.
But looking back, I'm like, was I a prospect?
And that's why I'm laughing my ass off right now, is because we knew what title you were coming over with. You're a fucking guy.
Yeah.
And here he is, trying to figure life out. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. So 2011 comes. It's getting towards the end of the season. I got called up for 2 days. Zook decided to have a baby.
Yeah.
So I got 2 days of oh, hey, come look at Major League Baseball for a couple of days and don't even think about coming in the game, but just watch. So I watched for a couple of days. Get sent back down. It's the end of the year. Landon Powell, I think, got sent down. So we had 3 catchers, and, of course, we had 9 position players. And I get to play third again. It's the end of 2011. And this time, we're going into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I'm playing really well over there. And end of the season comes. I had a decent year. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, well, I had a decent year, but it wasn't great. Not really catching much anymore, playing third. I'm like, probably going to get taken off the roster. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the Dominican. And I'm going to go play third. Go do that. Do really well, Dominican. Come back. First day of camp, 2012. I'm over there. I'd already talked to Melvin. I wanted to play third in spring. And he's like, hey, we heard the reports. We're going to try. I said, okay. First day of camp, Mike Gallego, our infield guy, rolls a ball to Scott Sizemore, who was supposed to be our starting third baseman. Ball takes a little bit of a funny hop, goes to reach for it, knee pops out. They're like, hey, go to third. So I'm over there. I'm putting in probably about 8 hours a day with Gags, Phil Gardner. Told me I'm going to be the starting third baseman. 18 games into it. See you later. Go back to AAA. I'm like, hey, where am I going to play? They're like, oh, you're going to DH a little bit. You're going to play third a little bit. You're going to catch a little bit. You're going to play maybe 4 or 5 times a week. So I'm like, whoa.
What is just
whoa.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. I've been an everyday player forever. Now I'm like about to be a not everyday player in the minor leagues.
Not good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I can kind of see the writing on the wall. Got to start figuring some shit out. So that's when I started doing all my swing stuff. I really started doing studying and trying to believe in something that was going to get me there. 20 days I got recalled later. In that 20 days, I hit about 380 and hit about 10 or 11 homers, get called up. I'm starting to hit the ball better, but I'm just not having any luck.
Yeah.
They make me the backup catcher in the big leagues. Never forget this. We're playing in Colorado. I go throw a baseball, playing long toss before the game. I think it was with Gio, and I throw it at my shoulder. Just, I'm like, what was that? I'm like, what was that? I'm like, I hadn't played in like 2 weeks. I'm playing.
Yeah.
I don't care. Give me some leave. I'm gonna play. Comes back to normal. Well, I'm throwing another ball between innings. Boom. Air mail it. I'm like, oh, there goes the shoulder again. Felt it. I'm like, just don't let the first guy get on. Of course, who's the first guy? Eric Young Jr.
He running.
Gets a knock. I'm like,
Son of a bitch.
Coco's playing in center. I throw it, and he's playing deep. I think I 3-hop Coco to in center field. And so I think they were pretty much off me at catching at that point.
Time to move him.
So they're like, hey, you're going to go back to the little leagues. And,
Little leagues.
And so I did. I'm like, yes, I get to actually go back and work on what I was doing. I'm playing once every 2 weeks. Go back, kind of refinish some stuff that I was wanting to put together with my swing. Mm-hmm. I get recalled. I thought I was done with the A's. Thankfully, Billy kind of, kept giving me chances. At the end of the year, Inge goes down, separated shoulder. I come back. I hit 290 with 9 to finish out the year. I banged in the playoffs. Next year comes back. Billy goes right in the beginning of spring training, says, hey, you're going to be our starting third baseman until I think otherwise. I never gave him another
reason.
Yeah.
So that transition is I think it's fair to say not only clearly impacted you on the baseball field where you were going to play. Does that do anything for you mentality wise? Because you just talked about a lot of shit you got to get through, a lot of hurdles, whether you put them in front of yourself or they were placed in front of you. You had to get through a lot of shit. So is it safe to say that was probably one of the most impactful
for sure
things you have gone through?
Oh, 100%. And the biggest thing I think dealing with a lot of guys in the clubhouse, everybody has their own, journey per se to get to the big leagues or just their own career. Mm-hmm. And I can identify with a lot of different guys.
Sure.
I can identify with the guys that have a lot of success because I've had success. I can identify with guys who don't have any success, but maybe it's there and you just want to kind of give them some, light at the end of the tunnel and to just really just stay focused. And, hey, I've always been told when you think you're in, you're out. When you think you're out, you're in. You just never know in this game, and it's funny how things work out.
Well, I want to take this time to thank you for laying out, for staying the fuck out of it. 5/9/2010. 5/9/2010.
Were you supposed to catch that day?
I was supposed to catch that day. I was actually told the day before. I'm like, hey, you're gonna catch. And I'm like, dude, I hadn't caught it in like a month. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll catch. Go ahead. Get to the yard the next day. I'm like, where am I gonna hit? I'm like, this should be interesting. I take a look at the line. I'm like, whoa, is there something wrong here?
Yeah.
And no, look at it again. I'm like, all right, guess they changed their mind. Sure enough, they come out, hey, we're gonna start Landon. You know, he has a better feel with Dallas. Okay, great. What's there to feel? It's a little bit of a heater away, a change up, and a little cutter in.
It was more than that.
Hey, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, I had to go catch him in like the 7th inning, in between innings. Look, I'm nobody at this time, and he's got a damn perfect game going.
Yeah.
I'm shitting my pants just throwing the ball back to him.
Yeah.
Like, don't fuck it up for him, you know? And
'Cause didn't you drop the ball or something like that?
Yeah, like how I picked up the ball. I used to I walk around the mound and I'd like flip it between my legs, and I did that, and I dropped it. And so I've like fucking had to do it all over again, like OCD. So I walked around the mound and did it all. I remembered this because I've got pictures from that day that a lot of folks had given me, and we're walking out of the bullpen, and there's a picture, Donaldson, like JD, you're talking to Kurt Young.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're odd. Your fucking lips are moving. You're talking to Kurt, and like it's a great picture because you're like a fucking puppy dog. Looking at him like, what are you saying? Say whatever. Yes, is the answer. And I'm like over here like, what? I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I was late to the field that day. But I'm still thinking in my head like, is this fucking, who's catching me? I don't know who's catching me. What the fuck is going on? It was a complete fumble fuck of a day. And I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not here today. If you're behind the plate, you're probably still here today. If you're behind the plate, I'm not fucking here today. So thank you.
And you got a bobblehead.
And I got a fucking bobblehead.
I have the bobblehead.
That's right.
Yeah, got
I do
this.
too.
I owe a lot to you, my friend.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Fuck out of
I did. And believe this or not, so we do all like your rookie initiation, stuff like that. Braden was the all-time worst. He would absolutely destroy us as rookies, by the way. I mean,
That's why
we would have to sing, tell jokes, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's
how we bonded. Was because you were like, this dude used to light people up. Like, I feel bad for you that you stuck with him now.
I know. I'm like, you are going against like the best.
Yeah, Max
doesn't matter. Whatever route you go, he's gonna end up cutting it off and then beating you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
so good luck.
I mean, like again, this is year 3. Like I feel like we've at least gotten to a point where it's like I can zig where he zags at this point. But I mean, again, he is an actual psychopath. I don't know why
he is. He's from Stockton.
He is. Yeah. They don't make him regular over there. I don't know why I randomly thought of this. There was.
Which I played in Stockton.
That's right.
I think it might have been like 2016 or 17. There was a blow up with you and Gibby in the dugout.
Yes.
And then after the game, all the reporters were asking you about it, and you were like, "I just wanted to smell his cologne." Like, 'cause you guys were like yelling at each other's faces, and you're like, I just was asking him like what kind of cologne he has on. It smelled really good.
Yeah. Well, me and Gibby, we were kind of like father, son, big brother, little brother, kind of. That was kind of our relationship. And I remember we had played, I think we had 2 games the day before, and we had 2 rain delays. And we had a doubleheader the day before, 2 rain delays in the midst of a doubleheader. I played both.
On call.
And next day was a 1 o'clock day game. And I'm like, we're like 5 or 6 games up, and I think this was 2015. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I was pissed. That I was like,
I know that.
I'm pissed. CC Sabathia, no disrespect to CC, but he's blowing me away with like 89, 90.
Yeah.
And like I shouldn't get blown away with 89, 90.
Yeah.
Like I should at least feel like I have a chance.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And my first at bat, I'm like, I was saying to Gibby, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, what am I even doing here today? Like, I don't even remember getting to the ballpark. You know? Second strikeout comes. He blows me away, like, on heaters. I'm like,
that's it.
I'm
fucking done.
Fucking done, dude. I'm done. Like, can you see it?
Are you watching this?
I think you can see the label of my bat going through the zone. It's going slow. It's going slow. So it was adventurous to say the least. You know, I came in and I hit my bat on the thing, and the announcers thought I threw it. I didn't throw it. I snapped it, And I guess like it kind of flew up a little bit, and Gibby came back. He was like, "Was that directed towards me?" I'm like, "Gibby, I just got absolutely destroyed out there. It wasn't against you. I thought I had a bad bat. Thought I had a hole in it somewhere." And so, you know, he keeps kind of pushing me back and forth. I said, "All right, Gibby, that's enough." And Tulo came in and saved me.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is New York, man. There's too many cameras."
Yeah.
I said, "Let's go."
Right. Yeah.
So we just need to get our colognes right. That's
Yeah.
all.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
like
so-
that was a money line.
So he came to me, and you know, I actually had bought some Tom Ford cologne the day before. We were in New York, or not the day before, 2 days before we had off day. I was like, you know, I think that'd be a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. What has been, let me ask you this. What was the moment where you were like, you know what, man? I'm in the big leagues. I am fucking here. This is the big leagues. I'm not the 25th man on the roster.
Yeah.
I'm not is he a prospect? Is he a suspect? I'm so far beyond that, but holy shit, that just happened right now, and that only happens in the big leagues.
Well, I think probably my first like real moment where I felt that was at the end of 2012. So we ended up winning the division on the last day of the season. But to bring it back a few days before that, we were playing Seattle at home, day game. It's 4-2, 8th inning. And I think there's either 1 or 2 outs. And we have a man on first. And I faced in, I think it was Tom Wilhelmsen. And he threw me, he had a nice breaking ball. And early in the year when I was awful, he just carved me up.
Abused
But
you.
it just made me feel like an infant. And, hey, that's why we're all messed up in this game. We all get abused at some point.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? He threw me a heater the first pitch, and I think I about fell down when I swung. And I'm like, you know, I felt like I took a pretty good swing. He's probably not coming back with a heater. Here comes the Uncle Charlie. Sat on it, hit a homer, dead center. Game ties up. And I remember going around first base as it goes out and feeling the electricity in the stadium. And I'm like, holy shit.
Now, was it more about the stadium and the energy, or was it more about you realizing, you know what I just did? I just put him in the book. I just went through my Rolodex,
Both.
realized,
Yeah.
put a game plan in action
Yeah.
that was different from the game plan I took into today.
Yeah.
Because that at bat is very different from the other
Yeah.
ones that you had.
Yeah.
So that's what I gathered from that
Yeah.
story right there is
Yeah.
Josh Donaldson became somebody who was receiving information, applying information,
Yeah.
and then producing all within the same fucking day.
Yeah, well, that's so that when I got sent back down the last time, that's kind of what I was trying to work on. Was that last part of the approach? Like I felt like I was starting to get the mechanical things that I could for the season down. Now I was trying to work on the approach because when I see ball, I swung at ball. And sometimes
See how smart they are? See them all hit ball.
Yeah, so but then I had to I got tired of going to the big leagues, and I started getting pitches up in the zone, and I'm swinging through it, and I'm like, hey, man, like, my first, 15 times I punched out, I'm like, hey, they're not trying to do that.
Yeah.
And then after 15, I'm like, yeah, I think they're trying to.
Yeah.
That's on
So,
purpose.
so got to try to make an adjustment. I couldn't. And so, but to be able to go back and kind of what you were saying is, I was able to identify an approach. I took it, carried it through, had success. Now the energy from the stadium, now all the guys in the dugout, now instead of when I walk up to the plate, I felt like I was an out. Now I felt like I could be a threat.
You're somebody they got to move around.
Yeah.
And that is a huge mental
Yeah,
transition.
for
That's
sure.
a huge light switch to go off.
For sure.
Talk a little bit more about the approach. I'm going to ask a question. You can give me a yes or no and go from there. Are you a guess guy?
I'm gonna tell you, this is not me being
No, not at all.
cocky
not
or
at all.
anything
Not at
like
all.
that.
Not at all.
This is me just being real.
Yeah, for sure.
50% of guys, 50 to 60% of guys that step on the mound, I'm in between. They don't force me enough to get on their heater.
Yep.
I can still be on breaking ball, and I feel like they're hoping I hit something hard at somebody.
Yep.
And then you have probably about another 20 to 25% of guys where I had to kind of sit location. And then you probably have 15% of guys, 20% of guys where I have to pick a pitch and a location. To where now it's, hey, it's got to be in here. It's got to start here to end up here. Now I'm really focused and lined up.
And is it safe to say that that last small number of guys are that's rarefied air?
Yeah.
That's maybe 2 to 3 starters you might face and probably a handful of bullpen guys, because that's fucking fuzz coming out.
Yeah, you got to have at least 2 like above average pitches.
Yes.
Like I would say it's easy for me to say this now because I'm not in the East right now, but Betances is a guy like that. It's either because the ball starts, his breaking ball starting behind your head. You literally, before you get in the box, it's like, I got to be okay with getting hit in the face right now.
Yeah.
With 100.
That's just not something I'm ever going to be cool with.
Yeah, but that's my life.
That's
That's what we have to go
It's the
through.
life you chose.
That's what I chose.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, and if you see me in the box and I'm taking an extra little second to get in there, it's because I'm trying to get everything back.
Like getting on the back of a bull.
yeah.
We know how this goes.
I don't know how this is gonna end, but like sometimes you just gotta say fuck it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
like, you have to have a screw loose,
That's it, man.
which you do.
Yeah.
Many.
Lots. I don't
Yeah.
even know where to start.
Yeah. What do you think your career defining moment has been?
My career defining moment. Man. I wish it was to say I won a World Series. I haven't done that yet.
Chipping away. You're chipping away.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll see that this is the year. But I would say for me right now,
You
probably
could've,
the end
by
of
the way, if
2000.
Billy Bean wasn't so stubborn. Did you know that?
That's not for me to talk about.
When you were with Oakland, the Red Sox called Oakland and we were like, how do we get JD? And they were like, he's not available. 3 days later, you're with the Blue Jays. It's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, I don't know that story.
well, that's a story.
It is a story.
Yeah.
But
Could have
I
two
said-
by now.
Like I said, I'm grateful for Billy and what he was able to do. Things kind of changed,
As they do.
throughout,
As
which
they
is
do.
fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's part of the game. It's part of the business. What we signed up for. It's not always fun, and it's not roses. I feel like it impacts more of the people that are closest to me than actually us.
Sure.
Excuse me, but I'd say my career-defining moment would be probably 2015 when I won the MVP.
Yeah.
And the end of the year against Tampa, I hit my 3rd walk-off homer of the year. And I felt like that kind of just solidified it.
Yeah. You were the 3-homer game where they threw the hats on the field, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that was 202016.
Yeah. That was the game
Eddie
that
had
I
it
broke
15.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I rattled Canada to its core. My Twitter handle was trending in Canada because I was like, oh, Canada's still trying to figure out baseball by like throwing hats on the field.
Yeah.
I was like, they're just a little confused.
We both got it from Canada because I referred to that lineup as
Yeah.
a beer league softball team.
Yes.
Like, what do you,
Yes.
how are you? That is the highest compliment I
Yes.
think I could have fucking paid
Yeah.
that lineup.
Yeah.
You guys understood that.
Oh, for sure.
The fans? Not
Because-
so, we play fucking softball, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, softball, Dallas. Hey, fucking calm down, you
Hey, you know.
poutine pounder. I'm doing you a favor here.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to just understand. They mean what
They do.
They
I,
mean
I
well.
love me some Canada.
Yeah.
They mean, and
We're in an
they
expo show
defend.
right
They
now.
defend the Blue Jays with everything. That's their team, right?
So difference between a state, a city, a contingency of people, as
Yeah.
opposed to an entire country behind you.
Yeah, dude. It really it's crazy to think about it. I mean, we played a game in Seattle a couple years ago. It was 70-30
You're the home team.
Jays fans to
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Mariners fans.
Yeah.
They're selling our merchandise at their park.
That's insane.
I've never heard of stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's,
Never heard of that.
No, that's taking over.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of cool just because, as far as the entire country was concerned, and obviously we know how big Canada is, from the West Coast to the East Coast. They're coming in droves, and I really enjoyed my time there. But there are some things where they're a little bit, they could get offended by the beer league because they don't know, I guess, the compliments as well as you and I. Being in the States, it's I grew up in obviously Florida, But they took. They,
Oh, that
they,
makes a lot of sense now. I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
That put a bow
Well, don't
on
blame
all that.
don't blame us Floridians because we accept everybody else's crazy. Like, I don't think the guy that ate somebody's face off was actually from Florida.
Yeah,
I was born in Florida. Okay?
Every story always starts with a Florida man
Yeah,
did this.
exactly.
Florida man did
There's like
that.
a neighborhood of people that are just letting fucking snakes on the loose for no good reason. Like, that's just what you guys do.
well,
sick people.
these snakes on planes.
Hey, true story. You have a TrackMan in your house.
I did. I had a TrackMan in my house. But
Also, did you have a? There's rumor that you had a Rapsodo right near the urinal to measure exit velocity. Is there any truth to that?
well, we knew the,
no. Okay, there's no truth. Fair. So, what was the TrackMan for? I mean, obviously, was that cage work? 'Cause-
golf. No, that was golf.
Right.
It was golf. But
Someone tell you to get rid of that?
no, it ended up having to get rid of the people who loaded it into my house, loaded it wrong. So it actually started damaging like my roof, and it was on the second story. So it started, so I ended up it cost me like $15,000 in damages.
That's no fun.
But I'm gonna actually get another one and put it somewhere else to where it doesn't. But what's hilarious about golfing and baseball, people are like, "Hey man, you can't play golf; it'll mess up your baseball swing." Man, I started rebuilding my baseball swing after golf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, golf was the first time I was able to get on like a device and kind of start seeing like all these different type of numbers. And the guy was like, "Hey, if you get to this number, this number, this number, that's going to be your optimal distance." And here I am out in Arizona, and I'm banging my driver like 390. And I'm like,
Shitting on balls.
and I'm like, what? Like, you mean there's like a optimal way to hit this golf ball? And like, he's just walking me through it, like simple. And here it is, just whack. It's coming out. So I went from like 330 to like 390. And so I'm like, okay, like this is starting to make sense in my head a little bit. Like, how can I transition this to baseball?
Yeah.
And so because I want to try to hit the ball as far as I can
Sure.
in baseball
Sounds fun.
without it like trying to have to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's approach, there's mechanics. I feel like they're both kind of mixed together.
Sure, big time.
When one of them's off,
You can
then,
go to the other.
yeah. So it's kind of one of those deals to where mechanically I started trying to figure some stuff out. Now I blend that with my approach. I want those to both line up. Now I start having success.
Right.
And I'm sure, I mean, you get to see JD Martinez. This guy's mechanical.
He's a sicko.
He is. And guys that are great at what they do are obsessed with it.
Oh yeah.
And I know for a fact that he's obsessed. I know for a fact that I've been obsessed with with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And, you need that success.
Yeah.
You need that. And then, to be completely honest with you, when I'm going bad, that's kind of, I don't mind that either, because that kind of gets my mind like thinking and kind of starts get.
Slap you across the face,
Yeah.
get your ass back in gear.
Let's
Hey,
go.
let's fucking go.
Let's go. You need that sometimes.
Absolutely.
What's one pitcher in baseball history that either you would love to step in the batter's box just to see their repertoire, or think like, I could probably hit that guy, but I just never got the chance to face him, of all time?
Randy Johnson.
Oh God!
He's
Why would
always
you
been my
ever
guy.
wish that upon yourself?
I would just want it. You know why? Because I was in spring training when
You're
he was
a
with the
masochist because you're
yeah.
psycho.
Yeah, I do, and I'm not left-handed.
Yeah, it's
but
coming out of the right
exactly,
field.
exactly. But I was on deck, and Chris Carter
CC.
was in front of me, and I was about to get my chance to face Randy Johnson in spring training when he was with the Giants, and he got out. And I never got that opportunity. And I was like, damn it. Like, I wanted that. I wanted it. Hey, if he would have made me feel like an infant, I would have loved every second of it. Yeah. I would have like, I don't care. I'm going to put my balls on the plate.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's do
like,
it.
I don't care that you're not in your prime. I want it.
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
challenge.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want it.
That's we were talking to I think we talked to Dansby Swanson a while ago, and I think he brought up Pedro.
Yeah.
Pedro
see,
was
Pedro
a guy.
would-
And it's purely because of the challenge.
Yeah.
Purely because of the challenge. We totally understand that. One last question.
I'm giving myself a little bit of a favoritism, like, hey, at least it's left on right.
I don't mind that at all.
Right, pouring into you. I got you
Come-
stepping in the
come
bucket
in here.
trying to drop head.
Come on.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, come on.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Well, the last thing we'll ask you before we let you go, if we could put you in a time machine and take you back to any moment in baseball history, any moment whatsoever, and you can be there for it, what is it?
It's easy.
And why?
It's easy. There's no doubt in my mind this is a lie. Ted Williams did not hit a ball in
No,
that
he
red
sure
seat.
didn't.
I want to be there in that moment where they said, hey, he hit the ball that far.
Yeah.
Teddy Ballgame ain't having that.
Just
I
didn't
wanna-
happen.
Like I've seen the Big Papi, who is massive, huge, like full on just clack, and it's nowhere. It's like
Ortiz-
50 feet short of it.
He
Like,
took a metal bat out to batting practice and tried to hit the red seat and didn't.
Was he
come
even close?
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way. So either that moment or Willie Mays with the catch over the
Yeah.
catch over the shoulder, and then because
The catch
the
was
rumor
throw.
is that when he spun and threw, that ball landed at home plate.
Huh.
Well, that was the idea. Is that throw held
I would
the
like,
runner.
yeah. I'm like, I want to
Because
see that.
Everybody's rounding and everybody
Yeah.
feels like that ball's gonna land. No one's
Yeah.
got a shot at that.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking say hey kid. Say hey kid. Got that one in
Yeah.
the bag, folks.
So either that one or that one. That would probably be my two moments.
Yeah, I don't think we've had the Willie. I don't think we've had
No,
the Mays catch.
not yet.
Haven't
Yeah.
had the Mays catch, and
yet.
I love the fact that you know the history behind
Yeah.
the throw as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is outstanding.
We got a lot of red seat truthers out there.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of guys in the league like, I don't know if that happened.
They ain't
It
buying
definitely
that
did.
shit.
There's
Well,
no-
I mean, I'm just telling you. I mean, I've seen some big time lefties that have
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah.
And every bit they got and
Yeah.
just nowhere near.
just didn't even come
Yeah.
close. Josh Donaldson, Atlanta Braves. Best of luck to you this season, sir. Hopefully, I'm looking. Give me 40 fucking home runs again. Can you do that for me?
Easy. I play 155 this year. It's gonna be.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, give me 40 fucking home runs.
That's the goal.
All right.
Trust me.
All right, we'll hopefully
me.
see you in Cleveland. We'll be there too.
Bringer of rain, the bringer of pain.
Yes, sir.